This morning we are headed to Sydney to go and inspect a wooden boat. Very excited. Going to have a look at, I think it's a 40-foot boat called Arriba. And a film heading to Sydney today and having a look at her for the first time. So pretty excited. Stay tuned. So tell me the story. You guys bought it. There's been a few people who had it before you. What's the...
Yeah, so we bought it from this wonderful, crazy old Dutch man called Nook, who'd owned it for maybe a year or so. He was fantastic. He was a carpenter.
I think he is a builder of some description by trade.
But
the last survivor of scurvy in Australia.
Yeah, yes.
That's his claim to fame, is it?
About he came to Australia and got scurvy.
He got scurvy. Everyone knows how you get scurvy in a modern society. I think he was travelling and just probably not eating right.
Yeah. But he wanted to restore it, but he had some health issues, so he just couldn't do the project.
Yeah.
And as far as we know, so this letter says that the owners had it for like 20 years or 25 years.
There's quite a history underneath.
And sailed it all around Australia and the South Pacific and everything, and with their family, so they built it so that you could comfortably live with a family and cruise. I think we're about, Nook was maybe the third, and we were maybe the fourth people to own it and do a little bit and then sell it on for one reason or another. So I think we'd love to see it. We've had some inquiries from people who kind of are just looking for a liveaboard, but I think we'd love to see it. Someone take it who has an aim to make it, because she was so beautiful. Like, that's the photo of the original, and she was so gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah, she cuts a beautiful line in the water.
Yeah.
And she's just got classic lines on it that you don't see in new boats.
Yeah, right.
They design them without that big sweeping up curve bow. It's just straight lines, because that's easier to make. But that curve, as you know, takes a lot of effort to put that bloody curve on there just to make it go, oh, isn't that nice? Yeah. so she's on the edge of, she was on the edge of falling apart when Nook took it over, and I think Nook did a lot of the demolition work.
Yeah, okay.
And I think what had happened is the owners before Nook had probably just been unable to keep coming to it. Yeah. And so those couple of little holes in the chain plate and a few little gaps in the timber just didn't get noticed. Yeah. And then 2.5 years later, it's come down here and it's started to rot, and I think Nook's picked it up. As a builder, he's probably done all the demolition first, which most builders do. So he's pulled off all the rotten timber, he pulled off most of the decking and cleared out any stuff in here, although it was pretty messy in here, it wasn't livable. When we took it over, it was a building site. It had been kind of 3/4 of the way through, and then that's when we picked it up. Yeah. There was bare frames, there was a hole in the transom, there was holes in both gunnels where there was daylight coming through. What else? There was rot that just wouldn't give up. Even the rotten parts still want to hang on. That's tough old wood. And Queensland maple is the hardest timber to work with. Yeah. And marine grey plywood is the nicest timber to work with. The curves, everything about this boat's shape and curves, just everything is, there's a slight curve on everything, nothing is straight and square.
Which makes fitting one little piece a full day job. You think, there's 2 hours in doing that. And
that's a square. No.
And then you put it in.
Oh, it is a square if you squint and look sideways at it. So yeah, every piece that I've had to put in has been cut by hand. Yeah. Sometimes swearing. Although it's an enjoyable process.
Although you bought that saw that you loved, that Japanese saw.
Bless the Japanese carpenters. Saved my life.
The flat with the...
Yeah.
So you can get right down
dovetail type shape.
Yeah.
Two ripping and a cross cut on the same blade.
Oh, wow.
There was a lot
forward
less
motion.
swearing
It had to.
after
You have to fix. You have to switch your head if you're using normal saw a lot. You have to kind of think a bit differently on how you position your body mostly.
Yeah.
But once I got into it and watched a few YouTubes of how this all works, I was like, this is great. You can cut a nice straight line without having to worry.
Yeah.
Especially when you go the right direction.
I don't know what we
If you haven't used one, get into it. It's great.
I don't know what we did without YouTube.
We were stupid.
We were
stupid and lazy.
My wife said to me, how do you know how to do it? I was like, 3 minutes on a YouTube video.
Yeah, that's how I learned most of my stuff.
Before I saw that in Greg, I thought YouTube was all like funny cats and that was it.
Plenty
And
of that.
like teenagers confessing their life stories. I didn't realise it was useful until I saw Greg doing it.
I'm following this guy at the moment. His name's Dengar Stew. And,
I've seen him.
Yeah,
he does some crazy shit.
Yeah, shout out to Dengar Stew.
Yes.
He has this big following. He's like, right, today we're replacing a valve in an engine, and you can imagine all these blokes in their 40s, 50s around Australia just tuning in and going,
That's how you do that thing.
And it's that phenomenon of, it used to be like you were tinkering with your car in the driveway, and the neighbour would come over, and then the two blokes would be walking past, they go, oh, you're using that? Oh, right, well, maybe I'll do it differently. It's that whole thing, but now it's YouTube, and it's like hundreds of thousands of people doing it.
And it's so much more knowledge too, not just what the guy next door knows, but what everyone knows.
You get this boiler and fitter, he's like, I've been doing this for 30 years, this welder, and he's like, you might want to use this, and you get such great comments in there.
I know, right? I saw Louis Shipwright.
Oh, Louis, you watched a lot of him. He was so cool. I even liked Louis.
I remember him. Tales from a Shipwright, I think he was called.
Oh,
yeah.
Timber boat builder from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
He used to talk about his nephew who'd make him film, or who was like, my nephew told me I should film this.
I don't know, I just get that vibe that Louis was happy doing his thing, and one day Biffy came and said, this is cool, I'm going to put this on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
As long as it doesn't get in the way.
You do that. But now he's really into
great.
it. And just about anything I needed to do on here, Louis had a video.
Yeah.
Not that it was like how to replace a transom.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
Maybe this, maybe that. And I'd find something that Louis would do, even if it was like a 2-minute quip. Like, and you can do it this way. Thanks, Louis. Come on, Darlie, we're off to the boat. I've got to do that last cut. I know how. Louis showed me.
There's a couple others. There's one called Acorn to Arabella.
Seen him. English fellow.
Oh no, that's Leo. That's he's doing Tally Ho.
Yes,
Tally Ho.
Yeah, I've heard of that one too. I've seen those too. I haven't watched too much of them, but they're in that same.
I watch them all the time, and my wife looks at me and goes, "Why are you watching that? Like, what pleasure do you get out of watching? Some guy saw a beam."
It's odd, isn't it? Oddly compelling.
I must admit, I'm usually watching something else while Greg's watching. I'm like, but where's the storyline? Where's the emotion?
There's something satisfying in not having to do it yourself, but also there's something inherently satisfying in watching someone do that, and someone who's really good at doing it.
I know. I started watching. It's like because I'm going to go and do it later.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do that later. That's why I watch it. Because if I go and do it now, I'll screw it up for sure.
Yeah. So this is the story of Arriba.
Yep.
And this is some details about
survey from 2004.
Oh, okay.
So a full marine inspection, and there's some pretty good notes in. I mean, some of the things that are noted in there. Yeah. I'm like, I know. I've just fixed that problem.
Yeah.
12 years, 15 years later. Like all boats, they take time. But it gives a bit of detail on the hull and how it was originally constructed. And
the hull appears to be overbuilt and very strong.
I know, and it is hard. Even the bits that are rotten.
Yeah.
You can still go to sea on this, I reckon, and it would just come back a little wetter.
Oh, it was funny too, because in this letter they sort of talk about where they've sailed, like around the Pacific up to the Kimberleys, around Lizard Island. And then they said, we've only been aground once in all the time this time, and that was at Hinchinbrook Island.
Oh, I've run aground in Hinchinbrook
and that was the one place that you ran aground as well.
I got high and dry for a whole cycle on this bloody houseboat. I was so embarrassed. Someone else was on looking at the depth and he's like, yeah, 20 metres. Yeah. We're in Queensland. There's nothing 20 metres deep in near the coast. Oh, 2 metres. Oh, I was looking at it from the wrong angle. Thanks, mate. So we sat there for a whole cycle high and dry on the channel.
With everyone watching.
Every bugger going past.
Well, yes, it does say
tooting
here.
and honking at us, waving at us.
The only damage was to our pride, so I think that's true.
This is British registry. What's this?
So that in the 70s when it was built,
yeah,
to take a vessel to any foreign harbour, you had to have an international register.
Okay.
So if you were to, these days you don't need to. You've just got to have a country registration. But if you wanted to say sail to Singapore, you need to get a passage permit.
Yeah.
To have international registration. Back in those days, it was either Lloyd's of London, which is the British Ship Register, or the international one, which I think was German, and Australia being probably with the British Lloyd's of London. Now it's just Lloyd's of London, the register international commercial shipping.
Cool.
If you were going to sail around the world, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have it registered, but I don't know if it's entirely necessary at this stage. But it shows that shows it was registered at a fairly high standard, because they don't let Lloyd's of London didn't list crappy, shitty hand-built vessels as a standard practice. So for this to be on that register means it was obviously built in a way that, and the survey backed that up too. I was like, yeah, it's been overbuilt. That's why it's on the Lloyd's of London register. I don't think it'd get back on there in this current state.
Yeah.
But it shows there's a real history to it as far as it's been built.
And real potential.
It's been built with a bit of extra passion, a bit of extra thought.
Yeah.
And the fellow whose thing is, I'm going to put my wife and children on this boat, so it's got to be good.
Thanks for watching. That was my day heading to Sydney, getting out in the water with Greg and Rachel, and a tour of the boat Arriba. A lot to think about, a lot that's going through my mind, how to get her off that mooring up onto the hard to get a really good look at her and check out the hull and a few other things. I also need to try and find a way to transport her closer to where I live and somewhere to store her and work on her. I have absolutely no idea about any of that or how I would even go about it. But there's a lot to consider. It's a massive project, but I must say, on the good side, she's a beautiful boat inside, needs a lot of work, but she's very classic, beautiful lines, and I just think I'd love to have a go at bringing something back that was someone's entire life and built with such care and love. So I'll make a decision this week either way. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe buttons for more of these videos.